And first up, the Bank of Ghana has revoked the licenses of Airport City Forex Bureau within the Atlantic Tower building and Trade House Forex Bureau at the Marina Mall, all here in Accra. The operators, according to the central bank, had breached foreign exchange laws and failed to issue receipts. The Bank of Ghana is taking this action amid the cedi's worsening performance against major trading currencies, which is partly driven by illegal forex trading. According to head of other financial institutions supervision department at the Bank of Ghana, Yao Sapong, the exercise is expected to continue across the country.
Are under the same ownership. The distress action comes after a few weeks of cautioning them to desist from not issuing receipts to customers and going against other rules and regulations of the foreign exchange laws. Mr. Sapon stated that their operations is inimical to the Forex Bureau scheme in the country.
The two bureaus on several occasions have been found not to be complying. And the way they operate, the way they set their prices, their pricing is detrimental, and we think that the licenses of the two bureaus have to be revoked. For anybody to be issued license by Bank of Ghana, that person has to be fit and proper. So in our assessment, because of the way these two bureaus have operated over time, it will be very difficult for the shareholders of this bureau to qualify.
He further maintained that other black market activities is injurious to the Ghanaian economy, hence the central bank will continue with its exercise to clamp down on their activities.
So we are confronting the issues from all angles. Now there are licensed forex bureaus which are not operating according to the law. So for licensed institutions, be it banks or Forex Bureau, which are not complying with the rules, the Bank of Ghana will deal with them. In addition, we are going after the black market as well. And as you are aware, recently we did a suit, and several suits have been planned. So I want to use this opportunity to sound a warning to those who are engaged in the illegal business. It is an offense to buy or sell foreign currency in this country without a license. So I want the general public to know, if you need foreign exchange, you must go to a licensed forex bureau or a bank for your foreign exchange needs. You cannot go to the black market. The person standing by the roadside is engaged in illegality. And if you patronize their services, you're also engaged in illegality.
The move is to save the free fall of the Ghanaian cedi. James Eshen's report for Joy Business.
Now, Head of Economic Regulation at the National Petroleum Authority, Ibrahim Abbas Dasunti, has described calls for the removal of the price stabilization and recovery levy as not realistic. Fuel prices are going up amid economic challenges facing the country. But speaking to Joy Business at a stakeholder forum to share recommendations on the Price Deregulation Policy Review Committee, he said more work needs to be done before calling for the removal.
The Stakeholders Forum was to share recommendation of the Price Deregulation Policy Review Committee. Speaking on the current issue affecting the sector, Abbas Dasunti explained the need not to call for the removal of the levy, indicating that it's wrong timing due to the current free fall of the cedi.
Any such intervention to remove the price stabilization and recovery levy is made based on the current numbers, based on how much is in the account for it to be used to do so. You are very much aware that the price stabilization and recovery levy, like I said, is not only used as an intervention tool for consumers, but also is used to pay for the subsidies that we still have on premix fuel and residual fuel oil. You would all agree with me that the cost of fuel has gone up mainly due to the exchange rate in particular. The same way the subsidy on premix fuel and residual fuel has also risen because of this same depreciation. So as we speak now, the levy as it is not even enough to pay for the subsidies that are accruing on these two products. I'm sure you heard the BDCs complaining that the subsidies to them have not been paid since April, and it is because of these challenges. So calling for the removal of this subsidy, which already is not enough, calling for the removal of this levy, which already is not enough to pay for the existing subsidies, is not realistic in our point of view, and that's why we cannot call for a reduction or removal of the levy at this point in time.
He maintained that prices of petroleum products in the next pricing window is not expected to go down.
Unfortunately, the world market price for diesel in particular has risen significantly. There's some kind of stability in the world market price of petrol for the next window. But the major exposure we are faced with now is not these two indicators, but the exchange rate. With the rate of depreciation of the exchange rate, it is very, very much expected that in the next window, prices will rise. I'm sure, like your colleague said, you've seen that prices are already changing even before the next window. And therefore, we do not expect that with the rise in diesel price on the world market and the serious depreciation of the Ghana cedi as we are seeing, there will be any reduction at the pumps in the next window. So from the price indicators MP has published and the exchange rate you've seen, you will see that it is expected that the next window prices will rise. But because the market is deregulated, as we always say, we'll see how the market, the BDCs, the OMCs respond to the price changes, and then as a regulator, make sure that it is, even though the prices are changing, they are doing so in line with the price, the petroleum pricing formula.
The process to deregulate the pricing of petroleum products had been evolving from 2005, when the NPA was set up, until June 15, 2015, when complete deregulation was achieved.
Now, players within the marketing space are concerned about the slow demand for goods and services due to the current economic condition. According to President of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, Dr. Daniel Kasati, this is having a toll on their operations. Speaking to Joy Business at the release of results of its second professional marketing qualification exams, he said that drastic measures should be taken to curtail the current economic challenges.
The second professional marketing qualification examinations of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana had 289 candidates registered for the exams. The candidates were examined in 15 subjects, which include fundamentals of marketing, buyer behavior, digital marketing, amongst others. According to Dr. Daniel Kasati, though there are issues confronting its members, his outfit will continue to work at ensuring that the marketing space remains the topmost and most admired profession in the country.
Economic situation globally is taking a toll on every company, every household, and every industry. So individuals are suffering, households, companies, nations, and then the globe as a whole. Every nation is suffering. What this affects us as marketing practitioners is the fact that when an economy gets hit and you are moving into a recession, what it does, it slows down demand for goods and services. And our work is to be able to stimulate demand for goods and services. If the purchasing power is not there, there's a natural slowdown, okay? So once consumer spending goes down, that is the difficult area for us as marketing people. So that is when we put up our thinking caps and to see what ingenious ways can we find to be able to stimulate demand. At least people must spend on the essentials. And then a little luxury here and there. But at least for the essentials, we should continue to be able to stimulate demand for them.
He further stated that more investment is needed in digital marketing to save various sectors of the Ghanaian economy.
As a country, let me say yes and no. Yes, because looking at the where we are in the world, digital marketing came somewhat late compared to what pertains in other jurisdictions. That notwithstanding, it has been growing very fast and taking great effect on the operations of organizations, particularly in the areas of marketing and then also corporate communications. So it is changing the landscape for communication and, serving to somehow compete favorably with traditional marketing communications that we have been doing via traditional, vehicles, okay? So digital marketing has come of age now and it is taking shape.
The Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana says it will reformulate the mixed element in their qualifications to ensure that their students and young professionals are the very best globally.
The Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, has called for effective and pragmatic strategies to address the illegal mining activities in the country. Professor Paul Pinnock Bosu, Director General of the CSIR, who made the call, said illegal mining activities were not only affecting the country's forests and water bodies, but every sector of the social lives of the people. He was speaking at the opening of the 33rd Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference of the CSIR Research Staff Association at Kwawu near Kumasi in the Ashanti region.
The 4-day conference was under the theme Sustainable Soil and Environmental Resources Management for Food and Nutritional Security. Professor Bosu, however, commended the government for taking various steps to halt illegal mining activities and said it was important for the government to take pragmatic actions to stop the activity once and for all in the country.
So I don't think any single society in this country can be isolated from the effects, negative effects of galamsey, health, economics, environment, name it, agriculture. So it's a major cross-sectoral problem for the country.
Yes. And what have you identified so far?
Well, the galamsey for us in research, there's a role we can play. And we have, for example, developed very simple ways of reclaiming the lands. And of course, this is both engineering, more of engineering, of forest management, landscape restoration. So we have that. We have institutes that have done that or can do that. And then we have tested a number of trees that can be grown on these lands if we are to reclaim them, so that they will help in taking up some of these metal, what they call heavy metals from the soil. And so that is that. We can develop other things. If we have to develop other crops that will do well in maybe these depleted soils, so we are there when the challenge is thrown. But the first thing is policy for government to take the bold steps, and I know government is taking some steps already to stop it or to manage it in such a way that it will cease to be the trajectory that we are going. We will cease. And
Professor Bosu again called on researchers to work hard to meet the needs of the rapidly changing society.
The world is changing, and so we have to change with the times. We have done a lot of work, in terms of the research and the scientific outputs and publications and all that. Now, we need to work harder to meet the needs of society.
Dr. Kofi Ampoma Benefo, National President of RSA, expressed the hope that by the end of the meeting, researchers will be motivated to develop scientific, innovative solutions to address emergent problems in Ghana. Clinton Yabwes report read to you.
MTN Group Chief Executive Officer Ralph Mupita says Ghana's transition from 4G spectrum to 5G would need some more investment. Speaking at the inauguration of the MTN Global Connect Center, he said the move should create opportunities for the telecom sector.
The 5th generation technology standard for broadband cellular networks revolutionize the way we communicate. It presents various opportunities to businesses across the world. According to Ralph Mupita, the Global Connect Center will offer reliable solutions for fixed connectivity and international mobile services.
Launch of our Success Center. It's the beginning of what we hope as the MTN Ghana and MTN Group becomes a trend where we see onshoring of the digital economy jobs on the African continent in places such as Accra. And in time to come, we're able to celebrate that we are driving the success of our own continent with our own resources, financial and humankind. And hence, would like you to follow the story of the Success Center at the 1-year anniversary and time to come to see what we've been able to contribute. When I say we, African companies working with African societies and governments to really bring to life the vision of a digital Africa.
On his part, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia called for a concerted effort to drive technology in Ghana.
There is now going to be a realignment of global supply chains, and more countries and continents are going to become more self-reliant. And this is also happening against the background of a transformation in the global economy towards the fourth industrial revolution, which is underpinned by digitalization, which is driving data in the systems. So this is the background that we are seeing. And it's very, very clear that in this new global architecture that is emerging to replace what is no more, countries that do not digitalize will lose competitive advantage.
MTN Ghana says its mission is to take the ambitions of their partners further by helping their company unlock their true potential in Africa.
And you're watching The Marketplace. We've got some more news coming up after this break. And also look at the currency market as we concluded another week. Meantime, let's bring you some more stories here on the marketplace. Let's turn to the energy sector. Ghana will be hosting yet another platform for exporters and manufacturers of energy and power equipment to explore and find solutions to the global energy crisis. This year's Power and Energy Ghana Expo will be focusing on marketing innovations for Africa. Now, engaging the media on the upcoming event slated for November, Director for Power and Energy for the Power and Energy Expo, Thomas James said Ghana holds a strategic market for energy in the West African sub-region, hence the decision to bring the event to the country. Here's more.
This year's Power and Energy Expo will support manufacturers and producers to showcase new models in power transmission to the African market. Hosting the headquarters of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, Ghana stands a better location to host such events as a way of introducing modernized energy and power products to the African market. Director for Power and Energy Expo, Thomas James, has been highlighting the prospects of the expo to journalists in a briefing.
Exhibition covering these two aspects will be able to arrange a platform wherein the people, the counterparts in the Ghanaian industry, Ghanaian stakeholders, Ghanaian partners can meet up. The companies who are exhibiting the similar line of products covering these aspects can partner with them, have joint ventures, have partnerships, joint ventures for partnerships as well as joint ventures for production in this country. At the same time, it will help in power generation that adds or value addition to the power generation industry as a whole, and also employment as well as exports. You know, Ghana is one of the major exporters of power and energy to the neighboring West African countries, including Benin and others. So a segment which is actually value adding or actually increasing the production of the power or energy itself can be a way route for exports other than the normal conservative exports that is already existing in the country.
Deputy Director for Power at the Ministry of Energy, Suleiman Abubakar, told Joy Business that government is committed to supporting stakeholders to go into the renewable energy space.
PV panels, prices have been on a decline and fast declining, still declining. So technological advancements have given, all these, have made all these things, possible. Other, policy initiatives or, approaches government have, taken to help industry when we abandon the feed-in tariff, because now the market is mature. Everybody will be able to come in to generate, power from renewable sources as if they were generating from conventional source. where nobody is coming in to guarantee you a certain, you come in competitively, and then you do that. Consumers, yes, we encourage a solar roof, program where you'll be able to, procure, however small your unit is, even if it is 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatts, where there will be some support. And then Energy Commission was the institution designated to deal with with the private sector.
The event is partnered by the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA.
All right, female staff of the Ghana Revenue Authority are encouraging colleague workers to stay in good health to aid in the achievement of revenue collection targets. President of the GRA Ladies, Vivian Naomi Nyoni, says the neglect of health status can impede performance of the group. She spoke to Joy Business at a breast cancer awareness event organized for the Kumasi unit of the GRA.
The Ghana Revenue Authority is expected to achieve revenue targets of 80.3 billion cedis for the 2022 revenue collection year. In 2021, the revenue collector was able to collect a little over 57.32 billion cedis as against a target of 57.02 billion. The Ghana Revenue Authority Ladies Association is optimistic of achieving the targets, but cautioned members to heed to health practices. President Vivian Naomi Nyoni reveals the promotion of healthy lifestyle will form a pillar of the group's objectives.
We sensitize our women to be health conscious. As an individual, I'm very particular about my health. I believe that once I'm healthy, I can do all things. So that is why we are encouraging everybody to participate in whatever health screening so that they can be healthy to be able to contribute to the development of our organization and Ghana at large.
The JRA Ladies organized a breast cancer sensitization and screening exercise for its members. Statistics from the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital shows about 500 people are diagnosed with breast cancer annually. Women form 90% of the total number. Ashanti Area Director of the GRA, Agnes Akosia Edubuatin, wants staff of the authority to serve as agents in the fight against breast cancer.
After the screening, we are going to change the conversation. We are going to assist those impacted by breast cancer to get the information they deserve and need. We are also going to nurture and build a community to support and as well remain highly productive in our families and in our revenue generation drive.
This is Friday afternoon. There is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Plenty to read over the weekend. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. Thanks for watching.